last week, so my family actually went to the beach. I couldn't get to the beach this year just because of scheduling issues with my work schedule. But thanks to
The
my
yearly LBI trip.
yes, correct. Thankfully, though, because I got one blessing in disguise, was my brother and his wife. They got invited like last minute, basically to a friend's wedding on last Friday, and I was just telling him, I was like, how did it kind of be last minute?" And basically, he explained it was his friend was having a very small like wedding reception last Friday, and the guy who's getting married, his sister, I guess, who's flying out from the UK, and her husband couldn't make it apparently, and so basically they had like two extra spots open at like for like at the ceremony slash like also for like dinner purposes. So like basically in case that way they didn't have to like waste any extra
Right.
food or spots wherever they had two spots open. So they invited my brother and his wife. So that was cool. So that basically led them to give up their Phillies tickets that they had for last Friday. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah, I texted I think about five, six, seven people,
Hmm.
and thankfully I was able to find someone, my good buddy Graham, who I grew up with and played baseball with. I was able to take him to the games. That was nice. We hadn't seen each other in a couple of years,
There you
so
go.
it was actually nice being able to catch up. It was really funny because I was telling Danny about it. First and foremost, I was like, yeah, and I was like, just I know it's not your thing, but I was like, just curious to see if you want to go to the games. Like, yeah, I think I'll be bored. I think I don't want to read like half the time. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. She's like, it's up to you, but like, I can go. I don't really want to. I was like, I'm not going to force you to get to a Phillies game. So, and then at one point during the game, though, it got when the Phillies scored like 6 runs, and when especially catch off by Bryson Stott's bases clearing
Yeah.
double, it was like the noise level like absolutely popped, and you could hear how
Yeah.
loud that. And I looked at Graham. I'm like, yeah, my wife would hate this right now. But it was also really funny though because as like after I texted Graham, I'm like, hey dude, like just, I did super last minute because this is like Thursday night. I said texted him and I was like, hey, got an extra ticket, game tomorrow night. Do anything? He goes, nope, I'm free. I'm like, sweet. And Danny goes, so who is this? I'm like, well, you met him like maybe once, and this is like I think the last time like she actually made him. Her and I were at the Exxon Mall, and we bumped into him at the time. It's like,
That ancient relic.
yeah,
At the exit
exactly.
mall. Yeah.
Oh yes, we bumped into him like 30 years ago at the Exxon Mall, which is like almost non-existent right now.
It is no longer a
Um,
thing.
that's just crazy to me, man. That really is nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to have like a best of X Mall version. Our favorite stories.
There's only one story that you like from the exit mall.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the Ron story. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, there's I think one or two. But anyway, so move on. We'll get into that later. But no, so it was funny because I brought up. I was like, oh yeah, like like you met him once. Like I think like probably the last time I really talked to him was like three and a half years ago. She's like, so wait, you're just hitting some random, well, not random. So you're just randomly hitting up one of your friends who you've known for a while, but you haven't seen or talked to them really in 3 years. And going to go to the Phillies game tomorrow night. And I go, yep.
Correct.
And she's like, I don't understand how you work. She's like, how do you do this? It's not like a thing. I'm like, it is for me.
It's not that weird either. Like when you guys were hanging out, it's like nothing, like no time passed, right? It was like,
Kind of, yeah. To be honest, like up its like it's not like where like if you and I or Brian or Tommy or Matt,
yeah, yeah.
we didn't
Our
see each other
usual
for
suspects.
3 years.
Yeah.
Our usual suspects. We didn't see each other for 3 years, and randomly out of the blue, like, hey, I'm free in the area. I'm from Virginia or PA or Delaware, wherever it is. And I had a chance to like go to like a game or hang out tomorrow at UN and say yes. Like we're gonna catch up like absolutely no time is wasted. For Graham and I, like Graham and I, we like it gave us a good opportunity to catch up. Like it basically like we pretty quickly like kind of just like got back in the rhythm of it was like
exactly.
Oh, that's right. It took like a hot minute. It wasn't as fast as like basically as if like we'd seen each other like last week kind of thing, like with our group where it's like, oh, 3 years ago was last week. That's right. Like it took as much like, so how's it going? This and that. And then like then before I knew it, like we started like goofing off everything like that, and
Yeah,
just
reminiscing old stories, the usual
exactly,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it definitely, it didn't take long. It took like just long enough, but it was like it wasn't as long as like it would with like the usual suspects, like
yeah,
you
but
said.
I feel like that's kind of a getting you into like a guy's kind of mindset in terms of friendship kind of thing where
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
can go a long period of time and then yeah maybe at first it may be a little slow to get going but after a while it's just
Yeah,
like
then
no time
you're
passed at
good.
all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
even for us like the longest we may go is like a couple months for our usual suspects talking to one another and then
yeah.
it's like no, when you get together like no time passed
Yeah.
at all.
Dude, perfect example for that. So when during college, there actually was oddly enough a period of time where Tommy and I where we like really didn't stay in touch. Oddly enough, like we it just like we didn't text a whole lot. That was during his phase, to be fair, where he's next to impossible to get a hold of. Like we would text
Yeah.
once in a while, try to call this and that, but like it was really tough to even
Yeah.
catch up with that guy. So then at a certain point in time, like he was just home randomly, and I think I was him at the same time. He's like, "Oh, dude, I'm home." I'm like, "You want to catch up?" He's like, "Yeah, for sure." And literally tell each other like, "So what's new?" He's like, "This, that, the other." I'm like, "Yeah, cool, same here." And then we just went back off to
Yeah,
like goofing off
exactly.
like it
Yeah.
was just so funny though. But no, just the way
So
Danny was saying it, it just made me laugh. And she's just like, "How do you do this?" I'm just like, "I don't know,
it's just a guy. We're just guys. It's just how we are
exactly, yeah,
as
it's just how
friends.
we are."
Yeah.
She's just like, "I don't get you." But yeah, so that was a highlight. Plus, we saw a fantastic game.
You did.
Phillies won 10-2.